Raise your hand if your morning routine starts with a cup of coffee. No judgment here, I get it. For most of us, coffee is less of a drink and more of a lifeline. But have you ever stopped mid-sip and wondered, what is this magical elixir actually doing to my body? Spoiler alert. It is not just waking you up, it is turning your insides into a full-blown science experiment. So grab your favorite mug and let us dive into the caffeinated chaos that unfolds every time you take a sip. All right, first things first, what even is coffee? At its core, coffee is water infused with roasted, ground-up beans. Those beans contain caffeine, antioxidants, and a bunch of other compounds that team up to mess with your brain, your heart, and pretty much every other system in your body. Think of it as a party guest who shows up uninvited but ends up being the life of the party for better or worse. But here is the deal. Coffee does not just sit there politely while you sip it. Oh no, it gets to work immediately, setting off a chain reaction that can last for hours. Ready to find out how your body becomes a caffeine playground? Let us break it down. So here is where the magic, and by magic I mean biochemistry, happens. When you drink coffee, caffeine sneaks into your bloodstream and heads straight for your brain. Once there, it crashes a party hosted by a chemical called adenosine. Adenosine is like your body's chill pill. It builds up throughout the day, making you feel sleepy and relaxed. But caffeine is rude. It elbows adenosine out of the way and takes its spot on the dance floor. By blocking adenosine, caffeine tricks your brain into thinking it is wide awake. Instead of winding down, your brain ramps up production of feel-good chemicals like dopamine and adrenaline. Dopamine is the reason you suddenly feel unstoppable, and adrenaline is why your heart starts racing like you are running from a bear, even though you are just sitting at your desk replying to emails. Thanks, coffee. Now let us talk about what happens next. Within 10 to 30 minutes of drinking coffee, you will start noticing some changes. 1. Energy boost. First up, the obvious one, you feel more awake. That grogginess you had when you rolled out of bed? Gone. Caffeine has kicked your brain into high gear and suddenly you are ready to conquer the world, or at least tackle your to-do list. 2. Heart rate increase. Next, your heart starts beating faster. This is thanks to adrenaline, which is basically your body's version of Red Bull. Sure, it helps you power through that morning meeting, but if you overdo it, you might end up feeling jittery or anxious. Nobody wants to be the person tapping their foot uncontrollably during a presentation. 3. Improved focus. Caffeine also sharpens your focus by boosting activity in certain parts of your brain. Suddenly, tasks that seemed impossible, like reading an email without zoning out, feel manageable. Just do not get too cocky, or you might end up tackling projects you definitely should not be touching before noon. 4. Digestive system wake-up call. And then there is your stomach. Coffee is acidic, which means it can irritate your stomach lining if you drink it on an empty stomach. Plus, caffeine stimulates your digestive system, sometimes a little too enthusiastically. Ever noticed how your morning coffee sends you running to the bathroom? That is not a coincidence. Thanks again, coffee. But what happens if you keep drinking coffee every day? Does your body adapt, or are you slowly turning yourself into a caffeine-powered cyborg? Let us find out. 1. Tolerance. Build-up. Over time, your brain gets wise to caffeine's tricks. It starts producing more adenosine receptors to counteract caffeine's effects. This means you need more coffee to feel the same buzz, a phenomenon known as tolerance. It is like your body saying, "Nice try, but we are on to you." 2. Withdrawal symptoms. If you suddenly stop drinking coffee after building up a tolerance, prepare for withdrawal. Headaches, fatigue, irritability. It is like your body throwing a tantrum because its favorite drug is gone. Do not worry though. These symptoms usually pass within a few days. 3. Health benefits. On the bright side, moderate coffee consumption has some perks. Studies suggest it might lower your risk of certain diseases, like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and type 2 diabetes. Antioxidants in coffee help fight inflammation, and caffeine can even boost physical performance by increasing endurance. So yeah, coffee is not all bad, it is just complicated. To put it another way, coffee is like that friend who always shows up late to parties but ends up stealing the spotlight. At first, they are fun and exciting, but hang out with them too much and things get messy. One minute you are vibing, and the next you are hiding in the bathroom, Googling how to calm down after too much caffeine. Classic coffee move. And let us not forget the social aspect. Coffee shops are basically therapy offices without the copay. Whether you are venting to a friend or avoiding adult responsibilities by working from a cafe, coffee has a way of bringing people together, even if it is just to complain about how tired everyone is. Okay, so now that we know how coffee affects your body, here are some tips to enjoy it responsibly. 1. Limit intake. Stick to about 3 to 4 cups a day max. More than that, and you risk turning into a jittery mess. Trust me, nobody wants to be around you when you are vibrating from caffeine overload. 2. Avoid drinking it late. Caffeine has a half-life of 3 to 5 hours, meaning it takes that long for its effects to wear off. If you drink coffee too late in the day, you might end up staring at the ceiling at 2 in the morning wondering why you cannot sleep. 3. Pair it with food. Never drink coffee on an empty stomach unless you want your stomach to stage a protest. Pair it with a snack or breakfast to keep things balanced. 4. Stay hydrated. Coffee is a diuretic, which means it can dehydrate you if you are not careful. Make sure you are drinking plenty of water alongside your caffeine fix. To sum it up, coffee is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it makes you feel like a superhero, focused, energized, and ready to take on the world. On the other hand, it can leave you jittery, anxious, and running to the bathroom like your life depends on it. The key is moderation. Enjoy your daily cup, or 2 or 3, but listen to your body when it tells you enough is enough. Oh, and one last thing. Stop blaming coffee for all your problems. Sure, it might be messing with your sleep schedule, but at least it is loyal, unlike some people we know. If you enjoyed learning about the roller coaster ride that is coffee, stick around for our next video where we explore another quirky question about everyday life. Hit subscribe and tap that notification bell so you do not miss out. Until then, may your coffee be strong and your mornings stronger.